Hi, I'm Megan Jennifer. Welcome to your practice. Today's class is a 35-minute gentle flow for mamas to be. This sequence of prenatal poses will help to ease some of the aches and pains of pregnancy, help prepare you for birth, and keep you feeling strong and relaxed. Come into an easy cross-legged position using a bolster, a stack of pillows and blankets, or even a block for support under your hips. Bring your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your belly and take a moment to connect. On the inhale, feel your breath travel all the way into your belly and into your baby. And on the exhale, feel your shoulders relax, crown of the head lift slightly to make some space for what's growing inside. As you feel your own heart beating under your left hand, imagine that it is synchronized with the heartbeat of your baby. Continue to follow your breath and feel connected with your body. Pregnancy is experienced differently in every woman's body. Some women feel really euphoric and amazing throughout their pregnancy, and others can feel really sick or uncomfortable. So allow whatever you are experiencing in your body right now to be okay. Blink open the eyes here and drop the palms to the knees. We're going to move into some slow circles. So on an inhale, bring the chest forward, over to the side, back behind you, tucking the tailbone, over to the other side, and then forward again. Make these circles nice and big, opening up and releasing the spine that can feel really tight in pregnancy. Use the breath to help guide the motion forward and back. And then as you're ready, switch directions. We begin to experience a lot of tightness early on in pregnancy. This practice is suitable for any of the trimesters, but you'll notice that your experience of the poses will change as your belly grows. Make sure to listen to your body throughout our practice today. Come to a nice stopping point and give the shoulders a few rolls back, releasing tension. On an inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, press the palms together, reach the fingers up to the ceiling, and then exhale the left fingertips to the mat, right fingers extend up overhead. Feel the stretch in the right side body, keeping the sit bone anchored as the fingers reach. You might roll a little bit open and then roll closed like I'm doing, or just stay still. Send lots of breath into the ribs, feeling them expand. The belly can be really tight and feel restricted during pregnancy, but the side body is a space where we can send lots of breath and make some extra room. One more inhale, reaching the fingers away, and exhale, come back to center. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, switch sides. Right fingertips to the mat. Left arm extends overhead as the fingers reach away from the grounded left sit bone. Find a little movement or keep the pose still. Send that breath into the ribs, expanding in the side body. Allow the head to be relaxed so that you're not adding any tension into the neck. On an exhale, return to center. Inhale the arms up overhead again. Exhale, hands to heart center, and pause. On an inhale, stretch the arms out lengthwise, and exhale, bring the hands to opposite elbow creases. Your hands are behind your back here, so roll the shoulders open to bring some expansion across the chest and the collarbones. Feel the heart lifting toward the ceiling as you drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Relax the shoulders away from the ear. And exhale, return to center. Inhale to find that lift in the heart center, and exhale, drop the right ear toward the right shoulder. Breathing into the left side of the neck. Exhaling to release the tension. Exhale to release. Let go of the arms here and inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, release. Go ahead and move your bolster or support out of the way. We're going to make our way onto all fours. Wrists right underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Draw the belly button slightly in and up as if you're giving your baby a little hug, and feel the crown of the head reaching away from the tailbone. On an inhale, send the chest forward and lift the gaze, and just do a little lift of the tailbone here, very subtle. And exhale to round, grounding your palms into the mat as you make space between the shoulder blades. On the inhale, do that little baby cow. We don't want to overstretch the belly during pregnancy. On an exhale, really feel as if you're hugging your baby in and up to the spine. Inhale to look forward. And exhale to round, squeezing your baby in and up. This kind of modified cat-cow can be really beneficial for strengthening the deep core muscles to support you during pregnancy for less back pain, and also to prepare for labor. Continuing. Inhaling to lift, exhaling to round and draw that baby in. I'm going to pause here and hold this one just a little bit longer. Keep pressing the palms into the mat. Feel the stretch across the upper back. Hug that baby and then release. Get a little side to side shake out if you need it. Nice work. Let's sit back into a wide-kneed child pose. So bring your knees to the edges of the mat or maybe even beyond. Feel free to bring a block underneath the sit bones to give you a little support. Come on to forearms with a block underneath your forehead. Make some adjustments here. It can be the long way or the short way, or maybe you're early on in pregnancy and you don't need it at all. Your goal here is to make as much space as possible for that belly. I want you to focus on relaxing completely here once you're set up and finding some room for the breath. As pregnancy advances, baby can begin to crowd the lungs a little bit. So, no matter where you are in pregnancy, practicing sending the breath into the ribs and feeling them expand, and then into the back body as if you're puffing up the low back, will give you some more room for the breath. So on an inhale, feel the ribs widen, puff up the back body. And on an exhale, let the breath out, maybe even a sounding breath. On your next inhale, very slowly make your way back up to seated. Draw the knees in together and just take a moment to pause. The relaxin hormone that courses through your body during pregnancy helps to loosen up muscles and ligaments in the body, but it can also cause us to overstretch. So it's important to take our time coming out of poses and also to make sure that we're not going too deeply into a pose. When you're ready, come up onto the knees and step the right foot forward into a low lunge. Bring the knee over the ankle and the palms of the hand can press against the knee. Instead of finding a big back bend here, I want you to focus on dropping the tailbone, giving that baby a little squeeze, and then from that strong foundation, interlace the hands behind your back, roll the shoulders open, and draw the knuckles gently toward the mat. Feel this back bend across the chest and in the upper back only. Keep breathing. On an exhale, release the hands to the mat and grab your blocks. Place them the medium length or the high length, depending on how far along you are in your pregnancy. Tuck the back toes and lift the knee up off the mat. Now you're in a supported lunge. Draw the crown of the head away from the heel. Trying to find a neutral pelvis, so not tucking or arching, but finding center. Keep drawing the belly button slightly in and up to support your baby. On an exhale, straighten the leg. And on an inhale, bend into the right knee and look slightly forward. Exhale, straighten the leg, release the gaze. Inhale, bend into the knee and look forward. Exhale, straighten and fold. Inhale, bend and look forward, open the chest. Exhale, straighten and fold. Inhale to look forward. Keep flowing with your breath. Make sure to keep a little baby bend in the right knee as you straighten it to protect the hamstring. Next time you're folding over the right leg, pause for a moment and breathe. Keep the front thigh engaged, the spine long. As you're ready, we're going to walk the blocks toward the long edge of the mat. Bring the feet parallel and as wide as feels comfortable to you. We're going to find a forward fold with wide legs. Drop your forearms down onto your blocks. They can be any height that works for you, and release the head completely. Keep the thighs strong and engaged as you relax the spine and the upper body completely. Keep breathing into the side and back body. And imagine all of that oxygenated blood flowing into your baby, helping them to grow healthy and strong. When you're ready, bring the blocks to the middle or high length and then walk them forward so that your upper body finds a down dog type position. Legs are still wide and upper body is completely relaxed with a nice stretch along the side body. Stay here or wiggle the rib cage to the right and then the left to find a little more fluidity in the spine. Staying in this wide leg down dog position, walk the blocks over to the left. Now you will find a nice juicy stretch in the right side body. Exhale, walk the blocks to center and then over to the right. This time finding a stretch in the left side body. Use your breath in the ribs to deepen the stretch. Walk the blocks back to center. And now we're going to find our lunge on the left side. So turning to the left side of your mat, drop the back right knee onto the mat and untuck the toes. Allow the hips to sink, but keep a little drawing down of the tailbone and pulling up of the pubic bone to keep the spine long. Press your palms against the knee. And as you're ready, we'll find that opening across the heart center. So interlace the hands behind your back, roll the shoulders down and open, and reach the knuckles toward the mat. Keep the pelvis in a neutral and strong position, and keep giving that baby a little squeeze. One more inhale. Exhale to release and find your blocks. Finding the height that works for you, you're going to lift the right knee up off the mat, coming into your supported lunge. Really reach out through the back heel. Find a nice long spine. Remember that you can walk the front foot out toward the edge of the mat to make space for your belly. Make sure it feels comfortable in your body. We're going to find that flow. So exhale, straighten the left leg and fold. Inhale, bend into the left leg and look forward. Exhale, straighten the leg, feeling the stretch in the hamstring. And inhale, bend into the leg and look forward. Keep flowing with your breath. Finding some fluidity in the spine and openness in the hips. Remember to have a little tiny bend when you straighten the left leg, just to protect your joints when your body is extra open during pregnancy. Inhaling to look forward, exhaling to draw back. We'll pause here for a moment, folding over the left leg. Make sure to draw the left hip back, keeping the hip squared toward the top of your mat. Keeping some engagement in the left thigh. And then as you're ready, release. We'll find that wide-legged position again. So turning the feet parallel, facing the long end of the mat. You can use blocks here or not. I'm going to show without blocks, and then on the second side I'll show with blocks. So walk your arms out into that wide leg down dog position again. And then bring the right hand to the left ankle. Try to keep your hips level and make sure you're not twisting in the belly at all. You want to instead feel an opening between the shoulder blades across the upper and mid back. This is an area that gets tight during pregnancy and even tighter when you are picking up, nursing, feeding, caring for a newborn baby. So finding as much space in this part of our body now can really serve us later. One more inhale. And then exhale to release. I'm showing this side with the block. So if you're using the block, you're going to bring your right hand to the block and your left hand to the outside of the right ankle. Keep the head drawing down, back of the neck long and relaxed. And send your breath into that space between your shoulder blades. Keep drawing the right hip back to keep the hips level. One more inhale, and then exhale, slowly release. Carefully walk the heels in, so they're about shoulder distance, and turn the toes out. We're going to find a supported squat, malasana. So bring a block underneath the sit bones, bringing your elbows to the inside of the knees, applying gentle pressure to open the inner thighs. Malasana is absolutely essential in pregnancy as labor prep. It opens up the hips, it creates space exactly where you need to create space to birth your baby. Try to spend time throughout your day hanging out in this pose. Feel free to stay here if it's already intense, or join me for some little squat push-ups. On an exhale, you'll lift the sit bones off the block, energetically drawing the inner thighs and the heels toward each other to find some lift in the pelvic floor, and inhale to release back onto the block. So exhaling, using the pelvic floor to lift the sit bones off the block, and inhale to release. Try a couple more and then pause at center. Find your breath. And then staying on your block, we'll release into a knee pile pose to stretch the outer hips. So bring the left shin parallel to the long edge of the mat and flex the left foot. Draw the right leg on top, trying as close as you can to stack knee over ankle and ankle over knee. If your left knee is lifted really high off the mat, you can place something soft like a bolster or a pillow underneath it. Otherwise, release it down onto the mat, and if you have a little space between the right knee and the left foot, slide a block there to give you some support. Bring your fingertips alongside your body for a little support, and find as much length in the spine as you can. You want to feel as though your belly button is pointing slightly down. So draw the tailbone back behind you to support this, and rock forward a little bit onto the sit bones. You should feel a nice opening in the outer hips. If you have the room, you can walk the fingertips forward, leaving space for your belly to really relax here. Let go of the hug and just let it be as expansive and relaxed as possible. Find a slow and steady breath into the side and back body. When you're ready, ease your way out of the pose, removing the blocks and bolsters. And then we'll switch sides. So this time, the right shin is parallel to the long edge of the mat, foot flexed, and the left leg comes on top. You can have a narrower or wider stance here, depending on the openness of your hips. And make sure to use the block, the bolster, pillows, anything you have to support you and make this pose comfortable. Again, think about shining that belly button slightly down as the tailbone draws back behind you. Nice, tall spine. Find that length on the inhale. And then exhale, go ahead and bring the fingertips forward if you have the space. Find a little sway and send some breath into your hips as you relax in this pose. Remember that the hips are extra open during pregnancy, so Take care not to overstretch. You're going to slowly release from this pose when you're ready, moving mindfully, and move the bolster and blocks out of your way. We're going to come down onto our backs, but to do this during pregnancy, you always want to come to your side, coming onto your forearm first, lowering down, and then rolling onto your back so as not to cause any excess stress to the abdominal muscles, which is especially important for any women who experience diastasis during pregnancy. We're going to move into an open twist here, so it's safe for the belly and your baby. Bring your right ankle to your left knee, and then draw the right knee down toward the mat to the right. Cactus the arms, and feel the left hip flexor lengthen. This is a really yummy pose during pregnancy. It's so hard not to have your normal twisting practice if you're a mama who usually does yoga. So this is a nice replacement. You can drop the gaze to look left if it feels good. Find that nice space for the breath in your side and back body and relax. Slowly return to center, and we'll switch sides. Left ankle to right knee. Left knee draws down to the mat toward the left. Cactus the arms, and this time you'll feel an opening in the right hip flexor. You can roll the back of the head along the mat here if it feels good. A little massage for the back of the head. And then pause with the gaze looking right if it's comfortable for your neck. Breathe. During pregnancy, it is often advised to avoid laying flat on your back. And this is because the uterus can compress a major blood vessel. If this happens to you, it usually happens later in pregnancy, and it's actually pretty rare, and you'll right away feel dizzy and not well. So if you feel that way ever lying flat on your back, then make sure to move out of that position. However, if you're someone who just doesn't feel comfortable with any flat on your back work during pregnancy, then feel free to skip the pose we just did next time and come into child's pose. Gently release from the pose, coming onto your side to push yourself up to seated. We're going to find a supported Shavasana. You'll notice me adjusting my blocks so that I can set my bolster at an incline. So make sure your block at the end of the bolster is on the highest height. Draw your hips in towards your bolster and then release your upper body onto it completely. Make sure it's supporting the back of your head, and find a Baddha Konasana shape with the legs. So drawing the soles of the feet together and in toward the hips, allow the knees to relax open. It can feel nice to let gravity release the inner thighs, or you might prefer to have some pillows underneath the knees for a little extra support, especially during pregnancy. It's really important to take care of you, take care of your body. Allow the arms to relax alongside the body with the palms up. And take this moment to turn off any worries, any thoughts. Let them drift by. Relax the body completely and tune into your breath and your baby. your next inhale, begin to deepen the breath. Return your awareness to the room around you. Wiggle the fingers. Use your hands to draw your knees back together and then stretch your legs out long on the mat. Reach your arms back behind you on an inhale and then bend the elbows, allowing the hands to reach down to the mat behind you. Feel a full body stretch. One more inhale and then release the arms. Bend the legs first and then come onto your side, using your hand to press yourself safely back to a comfortable cross-legged position. Grab a bolster or a block for underneath your hips. Find a nice tall spine, shoulders relaxed and away from your ears. Feel a nice opening in the body after our practice today. Again, draw the left hand to your heart, the right hand to your belly, and take a moment to connect. When you move your body, when you practice yoga, the benefits are for you, and they are also for your growing baby. Mamas who exercise feel better throughout their pregnancy. They have shorter and easier labors, and their babies are healthier. On an inhale, reach your arms up overhead, press the palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center, bowing the head. Namaste. Thank you so much for trusting me on your pregnancy journey and practicing with me today. Love to you and your little one. See you next time. Subscribe to Meg and Jennifer Yoga for a new class each week. Like this video and leave me a comment if you enjoyed it. See you on the mat.